were organized as a Delaware Camera Club back in January 31st of 1931, making us one of the oldest clubs in the country. The society was formed to encourage and develop interest in photography. The objectives at the time were to get the best authorities to give lectures in photography, and to have discussion groups within the members, and to arrange an exhibition of photography in Wilmington, and this being our 79th. Okay.
How many are here for the first time? Could you raise your hand, please? Wow, quite a few. Have you had an opportunity to look at the prints out in the exhibition hall? There are about 300 of those that are a small amount of the total entries in this competition. We had something like 3,787 images submitted for the competition. And Pete Lounsbury and his staff of volunteers from the club, about 50 or 60 people, really did a terrific job in assembling everything and getting everything organized for this competition. The computer was a big help this year, but there's still a lot of manual effort involved, and a very intense January and February, believe me, and the work will start after the, again, after the exhibition next Sunday, dismantling the images and sending them back and so on. So it's quite an enterprise. I was privileged to assemble and put together the show you're about to see this evening. There were 2,100 and some digital images entered out of that total number of 3,007 at that. And they gave me about 600 of those images. They included, of course, the medal winners, honorable mentions, and what we call accepted. When you enter competitions and the judges give you a score that's high enough to be accepted, that's a class just below honorable mentions, which is below the medal winners. The show you're going to see today is really in two parts. The one is the color projected images, and the second part is photojournalism images, projected images. Again, they're all digital. And there are medals awarded in each group and honor ribbons awarded in each group, and you'll see that as we go along. I've looked at these images over and over again over a period of a couple of weeks. I probably know them by heart, but it was really enjoyable, and I learned something as a photographer that I'm going to try to employ in my photography. We were taught as photographers in doing birds and animals and insects and flowers to pay attention to the background, because the background isolates the subject of interest and brings it forward for the viewer to see. A cluttered background is a no-no, and we try very hard as photographers to get a suitable background to enhance the subject of interest in the picture. Surprisingly to me, that was done to great success with so many of the images that weren't flowers and weren't bugs and weren't animals. And you'll see that, and I want you to look for that in some of the landscapes and some of the other scenes where the backgrounds are kind of nondescript. They complement the subject.